with Mary's Stampin' Cafe. Here I am. I hope you joined me this morning on Mary's Card Making Monday. I'm here to share my love of stamping and card making with you. And whether there's just a few of my friends that can join on a Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific time, that's okay with me. I happen to have some time during the summer of July that I can do this, so I'm so glad to be here this morning with you. I decided, Slimlines were really, really big a couple years ago. Everybody loved creating the Slimline cards. When Stampin' Up! Came out with their Slimline envelopes, they had beautiful dies that were elongated, and you could create your Slimline cards and make beautiful, beautiful projects. Well, they're still Slimline cards, but I'm thinking I don't see them as much, and I wanted to get out and get my creativity going and bring back some of my Slimlines that I've done in the past and some ideas, and then I thought I'd share them with you. Good morning, Bonnie. Oh, good afternoon. That's right, you're East Coast, so it's 3 hours. I know, I tell you, I had a weekend. So I had my Stampin' Chat Saturday in my workshop room, which is the third Saturday of every month, for a couple hours. And it was Christmas in July, so all 4 projects were Christmas oriented, and I'll be posting those and you'll get to see them. Then on Sunday, I had our local vintage sale, vintage market that I participate in with some antiques and vintage things on Sunday. And I tell you, loading up the car and doing all of that things, I was just exhausted. I didn't even know if I was going to wake up this morning in time to do my live. But I got a good night's sleep, and so it's all good. So anyway, I'm going to switch over my camera. Let's transition. And I'm going to share some Slimline cards that I have done in the past or that friends have sent to me. And what's fun about the Slimline cards is there's all different sizes, right? Because really it all depends on the envelope size that you're using. You just take a look at what the envelope size is and you're good to go. So this is one that I created with our wonderful balloons, our hot air balloons. And this is using the Stampin' Up! Slimline cards, and so it was easy to create. Now, I had done a YouTube video a couple years ago when I had beautiful calendar, a beautiful calendar of all of these gorgeous birds. And I thought, I am not going to let these go to waste. So what I had done is I decided to create Slimline cards with these. Now you'll notice this blue one. Oh, nope, it is the same size. Boy, it looks different, doesn't it? This one looks much skinnier. I think it's because I did this. But I love birds and I love cardinals, and I just think these turned out stunningly. I used our wonderful gold flex. I forget what that's called. Oh my gosh. But just bringing the colors from that calendar page just really, really, ooh, yucky, lent itself well. Now on these 3 cards, I did not use the Stampin' Up! Envelopes. I actually created these cards just simply using the mailing envelopes, the large mailing envelopes, and based my measurements off that. So there's my 3 pretty cards like that. This one actually is not a Slimline card. It's just a 5x7, which is gorgeous. I wanted to share it because think about taking this now and putting it into a Slimline card. How gorgeous that would be. And you can add more of these. Just so beautiful. This is a card from Judy Taylor. Just gorgeous. So my friend Susan had a lot of fun here. 'Tis the season with our wonderful holiday bulbs and using the beautiful glimmer papers. Isn't that fun? That's so much fun. And then here's another one. This is from Teria, and she created this one here. And the same idea, she used a card a Christmas card that she had on hand that was a larger Christmas card, and so she just chopped it and then added these gorgeous, gorgeous things here. I thought that was just beautiful. And there we are. Hey, so Bonnie, are you working on any holiday cards yet? Sharing all these holiday cards, isn't it funny? But anyway, and then she had a beautiful envelope here. So again, she found some pretty holiday colored envelope, and then you base just a 1/4 inch difference all the way around for your card base, and you double that to then get your full-size card. So let me set these all aside. I absolutely loved creating my holiday ones with those calendar pages. I just thought that was so fun a couple years ago. So, oh, need a little drink of my coffee. Oh, thanks, Bonnie. Appreciate that. If you're with me, guys, go ahead and say hello. Give a little shout out if you would. That would be great. So I thought it would be really fun, you guys, to do a Slimline card, and I just love the Changing Leaves online exclusive. This bundle has a hybrid embossing folder, which means it embosses as well as cuts out your images. And hold on, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. The live video curse, right? And I love the textures on these leaves, so I thought this would just be a really great one to use. And since fall is going to be coming soon, I hope for so many of us that are in the heat, you know, it was really interesting at the vintage market yesterday. It wasn't hot to start off with. It was actually a little bit cloudy. It was misty, a little chilly. We're by the water, Kingston and the town of Kingston, Washington. And my goodness, it's, I had just really short sleeves. I didn't even think about anything, but it did clear up and it did get hot just in time for us to break down and take our stuff home. Well, thank you for the bless you, Bonnie. That was very nice. All right. So in Slimline card making, I'm going to share with you a couple of things. So I picked up at the Dollar Store, $1.25 store. I picked up a couple of mailing envelope options. And this one here, these are the standard, longer kind of legal size ones. And these are 4 1/8 inches by 9.5 inches. That's perfect to let you know that when you do this then, that the envelopes are 9.5 inches long. If you were to make a card, you would just take that to 9 1/4 because your card needs to slip in. And then the 4 1/8, double that. So that would be 8 2/8 or 1/4. And then you would just take a 1/4 inch off that. Okay, so that you then could have it slide in as well. But you double this shorter one because that's where you're going to then score. So if you double this, your score line will be one of these, right? Just makes sense. Okay, and then here's another one. Here's a little bit smaller Slimline, right? It's longer than it is. So these are 3 5/8 by 6.5. So they're great templates for you to use and think about a cute project you could do with those. So I also happen to have some of Stampin' Up's envelopes still. And so they don't carry these anymore, but I tend to use them and base my projects off those. And I'm sorry, but I do need a tissue. Oh my goodness, I knew that was going to happen. All right. So I have my dimensions here. So I am using Pretty Peacock. And Pretty Peacock, I'm going to cut my base at 10.5, which I've already done, it looks like. Okay. And then it's by 8.5. And so, you know, our papers are 8.5 by 11. So I just took a 1/2 inch off. Now I'm going to talk about scoring because I'm going to be making an angle folded, kind of a fancy fold, special fold card. So I am going to score at 3 5/8. So I'm going to share with you, and you may already know that the tiniest of lines are 1/16. The next one that juts out a little bit more is 1/8. And so I'm going to do 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8. 4/8 is a 1/2. And then 5/8 is one more of the little bit longer lines. And I'm going to go ahead and score it there. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. Because I'm going to be doing folding back and forth on each other, I want my score lines to be going in the right directions. And then I'm going to score it at 7 1/4. Remember I said 1/4 was 2/8, so I'll go 1/8 and 2/8. Just those little bit longer lines. And I'll score there. All right. So that when you see that, what we're going to have is we're going to have our like so. And then we have our folds are the same direction when we do that. I always fold wherever I have scored on that and broken those fibers. And so there we go. Okay. Now this doesn't lay flat completely over here, and that's okay. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking off an angle on here, because this is going to be an angle folded slimline card. This is where I'm going to do all of my greetings, and then this is going to fold like so. So I'm going to turn this over, okay, and I'm going to put this point at 2. Okay, so the point's going to go at 2, and then, wait a minute, which way do I want to go? I'm confusing myself again. Let's see, this way, right? And I want to cut this off, Okay, I'm doing it. If I mess up, I'll have to do it again. That's okay. So I'm going to have it at 2, and then I want to bring it to the first score line here. So I'm going to put it at 2, and I'm just going to turn it till I get that. Oop, don't bend that point. Just put the point at 2, which is at that 5, and then line up that point, and then I'm going to go ahead and trim. Now when I do this, notice what's happened here. I did not do that right, did I? No, I did not. Because, yeah, no, it's upside down. We have to do that again. Bonnie, I'm so sorry. Oh, hey, how are you, Teresa? I am fumbling things up here, working on a slimline card. 10 1/2. Oh, my brain is trying to see my end. Okay, so then it was 3 5/8. So there's a half, and then one more of those little bit shorters and score. Then I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to score it at 7 1/4 or 2/8. Nope. Don't turn it over like that. 7 1/4. And I'm going to score there. All right. So then we're going to go ahead and fold and fold. All right. We're going to open like so. This is what I want to cut off. So let me think about that for a minute. Okay. All right, I got it now, you guys. Whew. I want to have this here. This is the inside piece that you will write your sentiment on, right? You're opening up your card. And I want my angle there we go. Okay. Now this, you guys, I'm sorry. I am getting myself all confused. I want this. I'm going to mark this a little bit for myself, you guys. I'm sorry. I have done this before, and my brain is just not, with all I did this weekend, I want this to come off. It's going to be on a nice angle like this. So if I turn it over, aha, no. Okay, who has an idea for me? Could you refold it? Take this off, take that off, take that off. What if I just do it this way? You know what? I'm just going to eyeball it here, you guys. I'm just going to go to 5, line that up. If I just put this to 5, I'm just going to forget what I was, my original. And I line up that fold. And that will take that off, right? Yes. Let's do it. I'm going to go at 5. There doesn't have to be an exact measure for your angle, so I'm going to do that. And I'm just going to line up that last fold down here. And I'm going to cut now, you guys. Okay. All right, see, I have an angle card now. See, why do I try to think about... Now, my layer card here just doesn't layer as low, and I'm bothered that this is here, but that's okay. What if I want a bigger angle? I want a bigger angle. So that just means I'm going to tilt it a little more. So now I'm going to go to 4.5 and bring that to here. I want my angle just to be a little more, you guys. So however much you want your angle, that's where you would cut. So I'm going to do it again, just to get a little bit more of an angle up here. There we go. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now that we've done that, let's talk about the measure of our first piece here. And I'm going to measure that, and it is 3 1/4, which is perfect. And then this is 5. And the biggest, tallest length on that is 6.5. So I'm going to go 6 1/4 by 3. Nice. 6 1/4 by 3. So I'm going to bring in the oxidized copper, because in the oxidized copper specialty paper, you get 3 sheets, and you get this beautiful sheet included, which has the pretty peacock and copper all in it. Love it. So I said we were going to go 3 by 6 1/4. So I'm going to go 6 1/4 first. By 3, right? Yes, by 3. All right. And then see, this lays right on top like so for a layer. But notice I have this that's got to be taken care of. And that's no problem. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this down. No, yes, I am. No, I'm not. No, because I need this to be... I need this to angle and have a space here. A 1/4 inch smaller. You know what? I'm just going to go with you guys. You're here live with me. I don't want to get all bogged down. So I am going to glue this down. And then I'm just going to bring it along here. Put it on the angle right where it needs to be. And I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. And then I'm going to bring my scissor in. This is not the way to do it, you guys, but it is what it is. And I'm going to come right in here, and I'm going to go ahead and just trim right along and give it its little border right on that point. There we go. See, worked out beautifully. I don't have to have all these strange measures. I can just make it work. There we go. Now that's beautiful right there, isn't it? That's just so pretty. Okay. Now let's talk about our inside piece. Our inside piece is about 3 3/4, almost 3 3/4, and then we remember where our is at 8 1/2. So I want to get some vanilla cardstock. Yeah, I should, you know what? I should refold and remeasure so that this lines up with the edge here. There's something that just doesn't feel right about that. You know, but we'll go with it. And I'll make a tutorial on this card, and then I'll adjust the measures so that folds over here. I was using measures, of course, when I was thinking about this from another demonstrator, and I think there's something off with that measure. So I know I need it's 8 1/2, but I'm going to go to 8 1/4. With Slimline cards, you need to use full pieces of cardstock, guys. You won't get two cards. And I'm going to go 3 1/2, maybe just a slight bit more than 3 1/2. And see about our vanilla layer. Nope, it's got to be a little smaller. Let's go 3 1/4. And then we've got our layer here. Okay, like so. I almost want to go like with a crumb cake inside. I feel like it would, yeah, that's all right. Okay, let's go ahead and glue that down. All right, there we are. And I'm going to leave this as it is for right now. I almost want to have another in here. You know what? I might do some more of the paper here. Yeah, I want to do this inside piece. So let's measure that inside piece. It is 3 1/2. Well, it's actually not 3 1/2. It is 3. Yeah, it's 3 1/2. So let me go 3 1/4 again. So 3 1/4. And then its height, of course, we know that height here is 10 1/2. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down, and I'm going to do it the same way, you guys. I am not going to fuss right now with cutting just the designer paper. I can do that in my... Now, you could, if you wanted to, not go all the way down, but because I have that border along the left side, I'm going to. So I'm going to put this down. I didn't do the tape all the way to the top. And now I'm going to go ahead and lay this down to get that angle cut. This is struggle Slimline cards this morning, right? Hey, I didn't put it all the way to the top. What happened? And so now I'm just going to, why would I do that? Let's do it this way. Bring it right on the edge of that, and I'm going to trim it off. And then again, I'll use my scissor. To trim a border. Ooh, yep, I need the border. So let's bring it up. I went tape a little bit higher than I wanted to. That's okay. And then again, now I'm just going to bring my scissor in and run along that edge to get that border. Just going right along the angle. And there we are. There we are. Beautiful. Now I'm going to come inside. And gosh, I feel like I need it here, but I am going to just leave this plain. All right. Now let's get into the fun part. Let's get into our leaves. Now, what I think I'd like to do, you guys, is I would love to just get some of the leaves in different colors. So in order to do that, I've got the beautiful 3D embossing folder. It is stunning. And when you use the die cut with it, you will get 3 leaves at the same time, which is really cool. So I'm going to bring up my large cut and emboss machine. And I'll go ahead and I will lift us up higher. What you got going on this morning, Teresa? Are you crafting? Bonnie, did I do what you needed? Like I said, the measures that I had from this other person, it didn't fold this back exactly here, but I don't mind that. I think that's a pretty border, so that's fine. All right, in order to do this, we need to take these off because I'm going to be using that embossing folder, and then you need your embossing plate. I have to grab it, you guys. I apologize. Sorry. There was something sitting on top of it and I didn't grab it. So there we are. I'm back. Okay. On the 3D embossing folders, you just need your platform base. And then you want your embossing folder. Then I am going to come in and do some crumb cake. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay the crumb cake cardstock. I'm going to bring my folder in and lay it right there. Wait. Let me do this right. You want your die cutting up, facing up, okay? Then you're going to go ahead and put your paper in, like so. So now the leaves are in place with the dies. They're facing up. I'll go ahead and fold over, okay? Now I'm ready to run through. And you see those are lined up right inside there. So right on the platform, and then your embossing plate. And it will be stiff, but if you've left your little thin die adapter on your plate or anything else, it will not go through, and you do not want to force it too hard. That will not be good. So now you can see these beautiful leaves that I have. Come out. I think it shifted just a little bit on this last one. I didn't quite get it all the way. But that's okay. And then this beautiful one here, okay? So let's set those aside because I want to do it again, and I want to do it with my pecan pie. Now the pecan pie is not wide enough there, so I'll grab a pecan pie piece and I'll do the same thing again. I'll take my folder, I'll put the dies facing up. Just gotta turn it around till you find it. And then the dies are facing up, up. Come on, get in there. Where are you supposed to be? There we are. I'll bring my pecan pie and I'll lay it right on top of them. Ah, that piece isn't big enough. Oh my gosh, you guys. Stay. There we are. Now you could just put the cardstock in and emboss them and then cut them out, but I like to do it all at the same time. There they are. Put it, whoop, need the plate. Put it down. Put your plate on top. And there we go. Oh, hey, Shar. Hope you're doing well this morning. Or, yeah, it's still morning for you, I think. Or are you 1 or 2 hours, Shar? I think you're 1 hour. No, maybe 2. Maybe 2. That beautiful pecan pie. And then look at the pretty embossed ones here, you guys, that are still on the cardstock. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. Okay, so then we have some pecan pie. Okay, crumb cake, pecan pie. I've got way too many, I know, but I want to do garden green. Why garden green? Because garden green is kind of an, I don't know, it's a brighter green, but I think that's okay. When the leaves are changing, they're not all changing at the same time. I'm just going to go ahead and get myself a piece. Let's go ahead and put the platform back on. Remember, I'm going to go ahead and, because I need to make sure they're facing up, I have to match it with the ones that are matching the layouts. And so you got to be careful because they can pop out of there. Because of course, with the sharpness up top, it could grab better if it was facing down, right? But we're not facing down. We are facing up, so I'm going to hold on to it. Lay that down. Whoop. Hold the phone. There we go. I needed to make sure I was covering all of it. Now let's make sure it didn't move. Nope, it didn't move. There we go. One more time. Oh. Plate on top is necessary. But remember, when you're using this, it's going to be a little stiff because you've got the embossing folder and the dies. But it'll still go through ease. It's just a little stiffer. But if you start to, and it's like you have to do all your might, you have it layered, something wrong. And it might be that you have the thin adapter plate on there. And look at just how deep and gorgeous those embossings are. Just think about putting a layer, just emboss it. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. And look at those pretty garden green ones. Oh, I love it. Little Wink of Stella on those. And you have a beautiful, beautiful leaves. Okay. Sorry, let me get this all together here. Oh. So pretty. But that's how you use your hybrid embossing folders, you guys. You can emboss it first and then run it through again with the dies. But this cuts time down quickly when you basically just want the design and want them die cut out. Okay, so let's put this away. Ooh, I might bring it back out again. We shall see. All right. Okay, let's bring this back in here. And let's have a little fun. Now the garden green I'm not too sure about, but of course our pecan pie and the will work really well. Oh my gosh, you guys, but the gold, oh boy. The gold, I don't know, because we've got, it's like a lot of too much browns, don't you think? Maybe I need a little, oh, maybe you guys, I probably needed some of the pretty peacock, don't you think? Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm sorry. But I need pretty peacock. Oh, thanks for sharing, Shar. This Monday card making live is a little cattywampus for sure. measures I was using for the Slimline card for this one I want to do is not right, but I'm just going with it. It's all right. We can make it work. We can make it work. Let's go ahead. Now, I'm not doing gold leaves because it's copper in that oxidized paper. So you would want to have copper if you wanted to do some metallic, because the gold and the copper, I mean, they just don't look too great together. So I'm going to do just a little bit Pretty Peacock 2 to pull that back in. One more time, one more tutorial on our hybrid embossing folder. How's that? Remember that you want that facing up because I'm going to put the cardstock on top, so find the one that matches. It's got to be this one. It's got to be this side right here. Come on, come on. Find your place. Find your place. Stick it. It's like being a gymnast, and you got to stick your landing. And this is going to be a little bit wide, maybe. Let's go. Am I going to have lines on my leaves? I'm going to have lines on my leaves. I don't care. We can have lines on the leaves. Once they're embossed, we won't know the difference, right? Now, make sure that's in there. It's moving a little bit. Don't move. Stay, stay. Find your spot. Once you find your spot, you lay your cardstock back on top. Fold it up and put it through. Now you need your base, the embossing folder and dies, and then your embossing plate. There we go. So if I am using a 10 and a half by 8 and a half, 10 and a half divided by 3. Yeah, I'll have to do some rethinking and measuring, guys. Oh, look how gorgeous that is. Oh my gosh. Now I can take these and I could fussy cut those if I wanted to. Do I want to? Well, not right now, right? This sad little Slimline card. Oh my gosh, I promise it's going to come out awesome. It did in my head anyway. All right. Well, let's clean up a little bit and bring all our goodies in. Okay. Now on here, I basically am going to have a few little leaves. I might have a leaf coming out and tucked in above. Let's see, I got all these wonderful little leaves. Oh my goodness. Let's grab a pecan. Could have one coming out here like so if I wanted to, or this pretty one is going to come in here with this one. Oh, I really like the Pretty Peacock leaf, you guys. Didn't it come out really great? My crumb cake really slipped off. I'm okay with it though, but I think I only need 2 of these here because then I'm going to have my sentiment. And so let's bring in our stamp set again. So, so pretty. And this says, I couldn't have done it without you, and a thank you. And you guys, I need thank you cards like crazy. I mean, I have a billion birthday cards, and you think, oh, I got a bunch of thank you cards. No, no, I do not. I do not. And then maybe on that inside we'll stamp a couple of those beautiful leaves with our thank you on the inside, okay? So we've got our thank you, and then I've got I couldn't have done it without you. So let's do that. And grab our vanilla. And then I'm thinking if I want to do the sentiment in black or if I want to do it, hey, Becky, yeah, that paper is the oxidized, what did I say it was called, you guys? Oh my gosh. Oxidized copper 12 by 12. And so when I look at this though, is that copper? Oh my God, it is copper. I thought it was gold on that. I thought there was some gold mixed in. I could have, oh my God. I could have, you guys, you know, let me bring you down a little bit here again. I could have done the leaves in that copper gold. What in the world happened there? Oh my. That's okay. If I bring that garden green, will we all go ick? Yes, the garden green does not work, you guys. But old olive did not work either with Pretty Peacock. I should have grabbed my color wheel, right? Glad you joined in, Becky. All right, so I'm trying to think if I want to do Pretty Peacock for the sentiment or the black. I think I'm gonna go with the Memento, just because I could sponge around with the Pretty Peacock. And stamp that. It's like maybe that is a small sentiment for this card. Oh, I'm a little discombobulated here. Let's fix that. Maybe in a little too close. Okay. All right. And then since I have it, I'm going to go ahead and do my thank you inside. Now, when you do a slimline card this big, you might think, oh, I want to use big sentiments. And that might be a great idea. I'm going to just do one here to make sure. Yep. But remember, I'm going to do some leaves in here. So we'll go ahead and let that be. Now, I want to die cut this out, and I brought in the Spotlight on Nature dies because I thought it would be fun to have. Thought it would be fun to have some fancy. So I think I'm going to do that. And then I could have a layer behind it of another, which could be simply the next one with it, right? So I will do that. You know what that means, you guys? I got to bring up my machine again. My mini isn't sitting right here because the large one's sitting in its place. So I got to bring the large one up again, but I'm not going to move you farther out again. I'm just going to do it because you guys know how that works. If it's too close and it's hurting you, just close your eyes for a minute. I think I only made one slimline card. Yeah, and you know what, Becky, what's really fun is this is an angled slimline card, so it's a little more complicated because you can do your slimline cards like the ones I showed at the beginning. I'll show them again for you so that you can see ones that I've done. But basically, if you just have the measure of your envelope, you reduce the length by a quarter, but then you double the short side so that you can then fold and score and make your cards. So I'll show you easily that. So I'm going to just run through with the standard plates. I have my thin line adapter, a clear plate, my paper and die, and then the other clear plate. That's a standard way. And Stampin' Up! Has tutorials on their bases so you can figure out how to lay your different parts. Now remember, I said I was going to use another color for a layer. And fun, you guys, you get all these little guys to come out, and that's fine. I just flick, and when I flick, most of them will pop out, and then I'll use my tool to get the rest. Now, the choice in the thinking is, what color would I want that to be? I think I kind of need it to be I don't want it to be, I'm going to do crumb cake. Sometimes you're thinking, oh, you want it to be darker, but no, I'm going to do crumb cake. So let me grab my crumb cake. I'm just doing a lot of tearing here this morning, you guys, sorry. So I have my base plate, my thin line adapter, my clear plate, preferably one that is really scuffed up. I'll go ahead and put my die down. My other clear plate, and run that through. Now, of course, I'll be using my mini on these just because they're smaller. And then you've got just the lines all around. And we'll see how I feel about that. It is a little light, but it'll be a good contrast on that copper and pretty peacock. I don't want to use the pretty peacock because my major leaf is pretty peacock, and you know, so all right. That's heavy. That is heavy. Okay, enough of this, you guys. Let's get our card done. My goodness. I'm sure you guys have things to do today. I have things to. My husband's truck is still full of all the vintage stuff. It did not unload anything. Yeah, that'll be a nice contrast. So let's do a little more flicking. Not much is coming out, so let's just grab this, get the holes all out. The Spotlight dies are really gorgeous. There's 2 sets, and they've basically just alternated the designs, so it gives you just so much more variety. It's so cool. Hey, I want to let you guys know something. I'm going to advertise this. Just found this out today, that there is free shipping. Free shipping 1 day only. Hello, Marlene. 1 day only free shipping tomorrow, July 23rd. Just found this out today, if you can believe that. Not much advertising and that much notice beforehand. So tomorrow, July 23rd, 1 day free shipping. Oh, amazing. So I'm not using any blending brushes, but I do have my pretty peacock stamp pad. I want to bring a nice edge of the pretty peacock. So I'm going to roll my circle right along on the stamp pad like a wheel. Now it has that thin line of pretty peacock. If you want it to be a little bit thicker line, just give it a little angle when you roll it. A little bit of an angle with the sentiment in, and you'll get a thicker line. So now when I put this on the crumb cake, it's going to stand out so much more. Okay? I just didn't want kind of the brush look to it. All right. So things are coming together, you guys. See, we've got our sentiment. And so now that sentiment is going to help us. Ooh, you know what? I'm going to do it with the pecan pie on the edge of that one. Oh, just came to me. Let's do it. So I'm going to roll this with the pecan pie. Give this a nice darker edge. I'll even come in a little bit, get a thicker edge. And look at that. That's great. Love it. Darkened it up. It's going to stand out so much more. So if you don't have blending brushes, there's a little thing for you. You can do that. All right, so then I'm going to have my sentiment right here. So once you have that, you know about where you're going to have that. Now you can start putting in your beautiful leaves. So I know I want to use this large one right here. This pretty peacock. Now you got to be careful. That's got to fit in your envelope. So you can't have it, you know, coming off the edge. We have to just cut it off. And then I had that pretty, that one. And then I just want one little, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull these off just so I can have a little peak like that. Could even have a little peak coming out here. I'm going to do that as well. So you can tear those apart. Now that I kind of know where that is, it helps me know where these are going to be. So let's go ahead and just do a little bit of our liquid glue so that we don't press out any of those beautiful embossed. And I do not want to glue everything down. So just going to go ahead. This one's the most important, so I don't go too far there. That's going to go down. This one's going to come in, but I'll just use my sentiment again to know where about it needs to be. Yeah, I think that's good. All right. Just one little glue in the center. That's all it needs. You don't need to glue everything. That'll give it just much more like movement and freedom to look like it's raised and has dimension. And then I wanted to bring in one little one here. Let's see. I could pop it down here. I could pop it in here. I almost don't like it. I'll go ahead and use it. I'll put that one right there. And if I had some copper twine or something, oh, that would be so good. I'm going to go ahead and glue down my spotlight circle here, line it up on this layered piece, and I love giving those edges of the circle a little bit more depth. And then we'll use dimensionals for this. I've got dimensionals everywhere. Yeah, so the Stampin' Chat was a lot of fun on Saturday. I had 8 gals over. It was all Christmas in July, and I'll be posting those cards for those of you that have come on. Pretty colors, right? Kind of getting into that beautiful fall. There we go. So we'll put that there. And then remember, I did a little bit of tearing because I thought I would put a little things peeking out here, right? Have a little peek out here. I'm going to do that because we want to have a lot of leaves. So that's just going to peek right here. Now I'm going to bring in more of that. So let's bring in, could have another guy like that and then have that one on top. Let's do that. I'm going to put this whole nother one in. Now this one isn't the big one. See the difference in size? But that'll be great just going in like this, continuing that beautiful pretty peacock, right? And then this one I had put some glue and now I've got it all over my mat. Nice. It'll wipe up easy, it's okay. I still want to bring you guys down a little bit. I'm sorry if I'm making you seasick. Come on, glue. Just need a little, oh, that's a lot of glue. That's a lot of glue. That's okay. So then this one's just going to come in on the side there like so. Look at us go. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Now I don't have another, but I do have this. So if I just tear this and even bring this in, what do you guys think of that? Or is that just too many leaves going crazy? What do you guys think? Too many? Too much? Maybe just one of these little guys? Because then when you open, you've got these. You know, when you open, you could glue this down and just have it open like this, because when you open, those will end up being on the back side, right? If you open the whole thing, those will go to the back side. What do you guys think? Should I glue that down and just have it open like that? I think I want to do that because I just don't think it would, you know, it's a little weird otherwise for those to go onto the back. So let's do that. I'm going to glue it together. So it's an angled card that does not go folding crazy. Okay, so I am going to tack that down. I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal. And I am going to fold that closed. So now it is an angled card like that, but it's just going to open like a regular card. I feel good about that. I really do. So that's so pretty. Let me grab my Wink Stella because you just have to. And we'll put some Wink Stella on our leaves to really jazz them up. The Christmas in July class, man, the Wink Stella was going. Everybody was doing the Wink Stella. Making their snow all pretty. It was great. There we go. Gorgeous. And I'm even going to do a little Wink of Stella around this circle, because we want this to be a golden fall card for sure. All right, you guys, now, lovely, let's grab our pecan pecan. Oh, just the peacock and crumb cake. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Becky, I'm sorry. I didn't see that quick enough. I would have done what you asked. So beautiful, right? The pretty peacock in here, and then we've got the white. So gorgeous. I think the white will pop and show better, but I think it needs to be the pretty peacock, because you guys know me, I like monochromatic stuff. So I'm going to just pop in some gorgeous little bling. There's different sizes, you guys. And so you could do the larger, throw in a large one here. I'm going to throw a large one in down here. They kind of just gleam with that anyway, and so it's great. That was 3. I'm going to add 1 here at the sentiment. There we go. So pretty. All right, now on the inside. Remember I said I was going to stamp a little bit on the inside. We're not done yet. It's almost the hour. It's almost the hour. Oh, I'm a little parched, you guys. I need a little bit of my coffee, which is now cold for sure. What has gone on with my mat here? Let's figure this out. My mat is all over the place. So if I take a look at the stamp set, I've got the pretty little leaves here, right? And I love this one. I love that it's like just open and veiny. I just think that is so pretty. So let's go ahead and put this one on. I need a little bit bigger block here. Oh, but that one's just really big. So I'm just going to grab this one. And then let's go ahead and get, I'm going to do crumb cake. Let me try crumb cake first. Crumb cake is kind of like the of all this. And I'm going to grab some vanilla here. I just want to see what this is going to look like. Oh, it's pretty. Let's try that again. Let's make sure we're getting ink on everything. There we go. See how pretty that is? I'll do another one here. Oh, you didn't want to write a message, right? Can I do it? Might have to put another vanilla piece in here. Right? Yeah, oopsies. That's okay. I'll make it work. And then I'm going to grab the other one in here. Maybe I'm just going too much. Just too much going on here. Just got too much happening. Could have gone with just the, oh, you know what, you guys? I didn't want that to show. See, I messed up already. I'm going to grab another piece. You guys are like, no, just go with it. No, I am not. Do we remember what the measures are? Remember this height is 10 1/4, right? Or is that the 8 1/2? Oh no, that's the 8 1/2 side. So I need to go 8 1/4, remember? 8 1/4. Maybe this is already 8 1/4. I will be lucky if it is. So free shipping, 1 day only, tomorrow, you guys. It's amazing. Oh, good, it's already 8 1/4. And so then the inside was 3, right? 3 1/4. 3 1/4, because it was 3 1/2. All right. So I am doing a Slimline Saturday card making class for my local friends. And it's going to be fun. We're going to do like 4 different Slimline cards using the different size envelopes. Because remember, you just need to take your envelope. Let's do our thank you. All right. Let's ink up that beautiful one again in the crumb cake. And I'm going to simply be a little bit more, you know. And I'm going to just do it down here, kind of coming off the side, so it doesn't show at the top of the card. Oh, Mary. There we go. Do you guys want me to do any other color on the inside? Do you want me to do any pretty peacock as well? Or what do you think? Just leaving it with the crumb cake? Because I could ink it up now with the pretty peacock. Let's do that. Since the outside has so much pretty peacock, why would we not include that on the inside? But I'm going to use the same leaf. Let me just use this to see how bold. Isn't that beautiful? So just kind of the same thing. And I'm just going to let it kind of go over the other one. Do I really want to do this? I'm going to do it, you guys. It's one of those, do I really? I don't know that I really wanted to do that. But now that I've done it, I've done it. It's so dark, but it's beautiful. Oh my gosh, that is beautiful. It was a happy mistake. All right. Oh my gosh, let's put this in here. This card was a real doozy. You know what? I did not make one beforehand, you guys. When I'm doing live card making Monday, it is what we all go through when we're making cards. Trying to figure it out. It doesn't work, so you try it again. That's what it's all about. I am not a perfect... Oh, it's still showing here. All right, it wants to be there. Okay. Now again, you could leave that open and have it go like that. Just realize this all goes on the back side, and that's okay. But I decided, since this didn't line up totally, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. What do you guys think? Now, let's take a look. Does this fit this business mailing envelopes from the dollar store? Let's take a look-see. And it does fit in that just like so. I do not believe, oh, it does, but look at how nicely it fits with Stampin' Up's one. But again, Stampin' Up doesn't sell these. They're a little bit more petite than the long white one that I have there. So I would opt to put it in this. Maybe the white one, right? Now I do have that little problem, so that's not going to go on that one, and this one might be a better choice. So there you are. And for those of you that came in later, let me go ahead and just show you a few of the Slimlines that I have created or my friends have created. So there's the Joy and Peace. This was by Teria. She used a Christmas card and cut it apart. This was Susan's. Love it. 'Tis the season with all that glimmer glimmer. These are 3 holiday ones that I created a couple years ago that I use calendar. It was a beautiful calendar. And I went ahead and cut out the calendar pieces and parts. And I was using the regular large envelopes and measured those. So if you think about this one here, just again, this is 4 1/8 by 9 1/2. So your card length would need to be 9. Just, no, 9 1/4 if you wanted it to be close. And this 4 1/8, you would need to double that for your card because it needs to fold over in half. So you would double it to 8 and 1/4, or 8 2/8. Then you would go ahead, you would score it at that 4 1/8. But, you know, maybe I should just show you guys that. Let me just show you that. Sit there and talk to you about it. Okay, so again, I know that that is, and I'll use my vanilla for this, okay? 9.5. So I'm going to cut my cardstock at 9.25 for that envelope. And then that'll be it for us today, you guys. I just thought I'm sitting here talking to you and you're like, I can't visualize that at all. Okay, so I said then it was going to be, sorry for all the noise. I just got to put this out here. 9.5 is the length of the envelope, so I'm going to go 9.25. So there's my half. I'm going to come back 1/4. So 9.5 length. And then I said it was 4 1/8. So then I'm going to go 8 2/8. So I'm going to go 8 1/8, 2/8, and that's 1/4. Okay? All right. So now I'm going to score that at 4 1/8 because that is the original measure, 4 1/8. So I'm going to score at 4 1/8. All right. And so now this is my slimline. Now what I'm going to tell you is right now if you try to put that in your envelope, it's not quite going to work because I doubled this, but I have not taken off that little 1/4 inch, right? So if you see my envelope right now, that's not going to fit in here. It's a little bit off. So all I do now is I'm going to bring this over. It is at 4 1/8. I'm going to go right to 4, and I'm going to go ahead and trim that off. It's easier just to double and then do your score at what it measures here, and then you can take off that little piece. Now that I've done that, this will fit right into the envelope. Okay? So you can do the same thing with that smaller pack of envelopes that I shared with you. To get the little bit smaller slimline, 6.5 is your length. You would cut it at 6 1/4. You would double this, and 5/8 and 5/8. Ooh, that's 10/8. That's another. Oh, that's complicated a little bit. If you know a little bit of your fractions, it'll be okay. But anyway, you just let that be the size it needs to. You double the short end, take the 1/4 inch off. There you go. So I hope you enjoyed that today, even though it was kind of crazy in my creating. But I absolutely love the Changing Leaves hybrid embossing folder. Oh my gosh, it is so good. The other part of that is so good is the stamp set as well. That is an online exclusive. And remember, it is free 1-day shipping tomorrow. If you use that host code there and you go ahead and maybe even get this bundle, that's at $50, and you will get a sampling of holiday paper from me in the month of July. So my gosh, you guys, free 1-day shipping? Oh, that's awesome. I have some cardstock stuff that I need. And that's all. I've been listing out the cardstocks that I need and all of that. So, oh, love the birds. Oh, I know. Repurpose those holiday cards, you guys. You can always trim those out. Create a new card with it. Let that be the focal point. I'm going to put myself back to me. There we go. But yeah, you can do all of that. I love getting my holiday cards and I save them. And then I think about repurposing those so much. And I did that on those calendars with the birds. I love birds. So yeah, 1-day shipping, free shipping. It does need to be a $75 order to get the free shipping. But that's okay because you know what? Shipping on a $75 order is high. So to get it free shipping, that's great. So check out all those online exclusives, you guys. I hope you enjoyed my card, even though it was hard to make, right? Things just weren't working out at first. And the way I did it, it worked out beautiful, I think. Thanks so much, you guys. Share with everyone. Be sure to leave comments and share. It would be so great to bring more people into my crafting community. So until next